Hello, good morning, good morning. This is Dr. Yonette with another episode of Baby Talk. Baby Talk is what we've been doing for a while, and we want to continue in this vein. So I want to re-clarify our talks so that moms and dads who have babies of different ages can be available for the podcast. Now, we are going to start this week. We're going to start talking about babies at different stages of development. So on Sundays, we'll focus on 2-month-old babies. On Mondays, we'll do 4. On Tuesdays, we'll do 6. On Wednesdays, we'll do 8. On Thursdays, we know we have playtime. On Friday, we'll do 10-month-olds. And then on Saturday, we do our read time. So this morning, I am going to focus on the motor development or the physical development of 4-month-old babies. Okay, so you have been working with your child, that precious Mary or Jane, and he or she is now 4 months old. And you are noticing that from a motor perspective, a physical development perspective, your child has begun to do certain things. So this information that I'm sharing with you this morning is from the CDC. And I want you to work with me, listen carefully, and work through in your minds what you have been seeing in your baby's development. Additionally, you should be journaling so you have a great idea of what your baby has been doing. But here's what the CDC says. At 4 months old, your baby should be holding his head steady without support. Okay? Next, your baby should be able to hold a toy when you put that toy in his or her hand. Additionally, your baby should be able to move or swing the toy, use his arm to swing that toy, and to bring the toy or his hands to his mouth. And then you want to make sure that your baby, when you place him or her on tummy time, on the tummy during tummy time, he or she can push up on the elbows or the forearm. So make sure you position your baby in such a way that he or she has the opportunity to push up on the elbow or the forearms. Now, you know your baby best. You have been with Jane or Mary or Tom for the last 4 months. So, if you notice that your baby is not doing these things, in addition to observation and journaling, you notice that your baby is not doing these motor activities or skills that I mentioned earlier. If you notice that your baby is not meeting these milestones or has lost some of the milestones, and you have concerns, because actually some babies who are not developing appropriately or who may have certain disabilities or conditions end up losing skills that they had previously acquired. So you want to be very careful and vigilant. And if you notice that their baby is not developing as he or she should or is losing skills, you want to speak with your child's pediatrician. You want to act early and get the help you need. Now, if your baby is also having special needs, or he or she is a preemie or premature baby, then you also want to check in with your pediatrician to make sure that he or she is motor-wise appropriate. Some time ago, I did a podcast on how to know where your baby should be if he was born prematurely. So go back and look for that podcast, and see where your baby should be. Okay? Now, the 4-month-old child that you have, your adorable, precious child, is ready for some form of learning, and you want to be there to support that learning and make sure that your child is acquiring the skills to be a productive, healthy child in his community or her community. How to help your baby learn and grow should be the question that is on your mind. So here are some simple tips. I think there are about 10 or 11 tips that I want to share with you today. And remember, these tips are coming from the CDC. You want to respond positively to your baby. Positive response, okay? He or she is crying. You respond positively to the baby. Inquire what's going on. Pick your baby up. Try to make your baby comfortable. 2, you want to act excited and smile and talk to him when he or she makes sounds. This will teach him or her to take turns talking back and forth. And I saw a beautiful demonstration of that with baby AJ and his mom the other day when she was saying hello, and he was like, ah. And she says, are you hungry? And he said, yeah. There was this nice, beautiful back and forth between them. And I want to encourage you parents to post your videos on my story or on my Facebook page so that other parents can see what is happening in your child's development. You want to, number 3, provide safe opportunities for your baby to reach for toys, to kick at toys, and to explore what's around him or her. So when you put your child on tummy time, you put her or him on a blanket with safe toys, and you allow your child, your baby, to pick up those toys and explore them with their mouths. And this is going to help your baby learn. For a lot of children at this age, exploration is done through mouthing. And so the toys should be safe enough, big enough so that it doesn't go down the child's throat, but the child is able to put it in his or her mouth. You want to number 4, let her see, hear, and touch things that are safe, that are not sharp, that are not hot or not small, to make him or her choke on them. Number 5, one of my favorite things to do with baby is to talk, read, and sing. Well, those are actually 3 favorite things to do with baby. You want to have those conversations back and forth and try to make the conversation real words. Don't just do baby talk. You read to baby daily. And of course, you sing to baby. Sing those lullabies as you prepare him or her for bed. And this will help your baby to learn how to speak and understand words. Number 6. And I want you to stop and listen to number 6 really, really carefully, because I am seeing a preponderance of families engaging in this unrecommended activity. And number 6 says limit screen time. TV, phones, tablets. Limit screen time to video calling with loved ones. Limit screen time to video calling with loved ones. Screen time is not recommended for children under 2 years old. So you should not have your baby propped in front of the television or with a tablet or with a phone. Babies learn by talking, playing, and interacting with others, not by just watching a screen. So make sure for number 6, you limit screen time for your baby. You also want to keep feeding, number 7, keep feeding your baby on breast milk. You know, babies are not ready, I should say. Babies at this age, at 4 months old, are not ready for other foods. You don't need to add water or drinks until your baby is about 6 months old. Number 8, give your baby safe toys to play with that are easy to hold, to grasp, like rattles and cloth books. And these objects should be very colorful, especially your books should have colorful pictures that are appropriate for your baby's age. Number 9, let your baby have time to move and interact with people and objects throughout the day. Throughout the day, give your baby opportunity for movement, lots of tummy time, lots of floor time on that blanket, with you there, with people interacting in his world. Take him out on walks, just let him see his environment and learn to see the differences and the variations that exist. Number 10, try not to keep your baby in swings and strollers or bouncy seats for too long. And I'm going to talk about that in more detail at another session. But try not to keep your babies there. A lot of times moms get busy and they need a break, so they put them in the swing or the stroller or the bouncy seats, and that becomes their entertainment. But try not to do that for too long, so that your baby is not correctly positioned and your baby tends to not have an opportunity to interact with his world in that position. And our last recommendation for you today is to set routines for sleeping and feeding. I think we have gone over that a lot of times when we talked, or to a great extent, I should say, in a great details, when we talked about schedule or routines for your baby. But you want to set feeding times and sleeping times for your baby. I remember when I was running my daycare at my home, when my child was a baby, and the babies would come to the daycare, and I would be so surprised to hear many of the mothers say, "Oh, my child doesn't sleep during the day." But you can establish that routine, that schedule for your baby. You are the teacher. And I want you, from now, your child is 4 months old. You want to make sure that your child is feeding at a specific time and sleeping at a specific time, and having all the other opportunities to interact with his or her world, to learn how to play, to listen to music, to listen to books, and to become a healthy child who is achieving his or her milestones. This is Dr. Yonette saying, take care of baby and take care of you. Have a great day.